Hi, this is Mrs. Rodriguez with another lesson video. Today we're looking at exponents. So what are exponents? Well, exponents are a shorthand way of writing repeated multiplication of a number to itself. So what does that mean? Well, here's an example. We have this number 2. And then as you can see, there's this small number on the side of it. That small number is our exponent, okay? So this number is the exponent. And the exponent tells you how many times you're going to multiply whatever this number is to itself. So for 2 to the first power, it's just 2. There's only one 2. And then you can see 2 to the second power, now we have 2 2's. 2 to the third power, 3 2's. 2 to the fourth power, 4 2's. 2 to the fifth power, 5 2's. 2 to the sixth power, there's 6 2's. 2 to the seventh power, 7 2's. 2 to the eighth power, 8 2's, and 2 to the ninth power, 9 2's. So as you can see, the higher the exponent, the more numbers are involved. So it's a shorthand way of writing. Instead of having to write 2 times 2 times 2 9 times, we can just write 2 to the ninth power. Now, the biggest mistake I see kids do is they want to multiply the base number with the exponent, right? But don't do that. That's not right. The exponent tells you how many times that base number is going to multiply to itself. So 2 to the first power is 2. 2 to the second power is 2 times 2, right? The exponent's 2, so you get 2 2's, and 2 times 2 is 4. 2 to the third power, now we're multiplying 2 to itself 3 times, and we get 8, and so on and so forth. Okay? So the exponent is just a number that tells you how many times you're multiplying your base number to itself. So let's take a look at a couple of example problems. So you might get a problem. I'm going to show you some expressions with exponents in them so you can see how it works as far as working with exponents in problems. So here we have 8 divided by 2 to the second power. Now the thing with exponents is, or solving expressions in general, is you have to remember order of operations. So order of operations is parentheses, then exponents, then multiplication or division, whichever comes first, and then addition slash subtraction, whichever comes first. And you read these from left to right. Okay, so it's important to remember your order of operations when you're doing these types of problems. Now we have 8.5 divided by 2x. Well, there's no parentheses, so that's done. And the second step is exponents. We definitely have an exponent. We have a 2 on our 2, so that means we're going to multiply 2 to itself 2 times. So this is going to equal 2 times 2. 2 2's, because there's 2 as the exponent. 2 times 2 is 4. And now I can drop down that 8. And we have 8 divided by 4, which is 2. Okay? So follow the steps to order of operations when working with these problems. And you'll notice that the exponent is the second step after parentheses. All right, let's try another problem with exponent in it. So here we have 4 squared plus 12 divided by 4. Once again, order of operations is important. So we have parentheses, then exponents, then multiplication or division, and then addition or subtraction, whichever comes first. In this case, there's no parentheses, so we go to exponents. We do have an exponent. It's 4 to the second power, so that's going to tell me that there's 2 4's being multiplied together. So 1, 2. That equals 16, and now we can continue with the rest of our problem. So the exponents are done. Now we move on. The next step is multiplication or division, whichever comes first from left to right. Well, if I go from left to right, I have addition, then division. There's no multiplication. So I'm going to do the division next, and I get 16 plus 12 divided by 4 is 3, and my answer ends up being 19. Okay? All right, let's move on to another one. Now, what do we do if the exponent is on the outside of parentheses and there's stuff in the middle? How does that work? Because now we don't just have an exponent on a number, we have an exponent on a parenthesis. Okay, so if you remember, order of operations is crucial. So parentheses, exponents, multiplication slash division, and then addition slash subtraction. And if you're struggling with order of operations, please go ahead and go watch that video where I go more in depth on the order of operations. All right, so here we have parentheses, okay, and we have exponents, and we have addition. Well, in order of operations, parentheses comes first. So that means we have to do the inside of this parentheses before we do anything else. And we end up with 10. So 6 plus 4 to the second power is going to turn into 10 to the second power. The next step is exponents. So yeah, we have an exponent. And 10 to the second power, that exponent 2 tells me that I'm going to have two 10s multiplying together. And I end up with 100 as my answer. Okay, so if there's an exponent outside of the parentheses, do whatever's inside the parentheses first. Then you take the exponent of the answer. All right. And last but not least, what happens when we have a parentheses on the parentheses with stuff going on in the center of it, plus an exponent, but there's also the parentheses being multiplied by 3. How does this work? Okay, so once again, parentheses, exponent, multiplication slash division, addition slash subtraction. Okay, that's our order of operations. So the first things first, like we saw in the past problem, is when you have parentheses, that's always first in order of operations, so we have to do the inside. So 5 minus 2 ends up being 3. So we're going to now have 3 times 3 to the third power. Now these parentheses are no longer regular parentheses. I'm just using them to show that it's being multiplied by 3. So we finished the parentheses. Now we have the exponents. Okay, so we don't worry about this 3 yet. We have to focus on the exponent. So 3 to the third power. Well, that exponent tells me how many 3's are being multiplied to itself. And there's 3 of them. So that means 3 to the third power equals 3 times 3 times 3. I'm going to have 3 3's. Okay, 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. So we end up with 3 times 27. Okay, and 3 times 27 is equal to 81. So that's our final answer. So once we got what was in the exponent, now we can move on to multiplying by this outside 3, and we get 3 times 27, which equals 81. Okay, so if the exponent is on a number, it tells you how many times that base number is being multiplied to itself. If the exponent is outside of the parentheses, order of operations says that's okay, take care of the inside of the parentheses first. When you have that answer, then do the exponent of it. Okay, and last but not least, if you have an exponent on parentheses with a number on the outside of the parentheses, meaning multiplication, you still follow the same steps. Follow order of operations. You do the inside of the parentheses first, get your answer. Second step is doing the exponent. and then worry about multiplying with the outside number last. Okay? All right, and as always, if you have any questions or need additional assistance, feel free to sign up for office hours. Thank you. Hope you have a great day. Bye.